the most streamed rap songs of all time, ranked in a tier list. Yes, today we're looking at the highest, most popular streamed songs in the hip-hop genre of all time, and we're ranking it all, man. And you can do the same if you click the link in the description box yourself. You can rank your own tier list and send it to me over on social media, wherever you want, and share your thoughts on my tier list and share your thoughts on your tier list and these songs as well. A couple of stipulations before we get into this, because there may be some songs that you might have expected to see here, but I'm going to explain myself. This is basically a rap songs tier list. So if a rapper has made a song that doesn't fit into the hip hop genre, in my opinion, or to my ears, or to the general perception of most people's ears, if we're being honest, then it won't make this tier list. For example, Drake has a few songs on this tier list because obviously he's a rapper and he makes rap songs. However, One Dance, Passion Fruit, they were very high up on the streams, but to me, they're not rap songs, so they don't make the list. Okay, you got it? You get it? Makes sense, right? And secondly as well, if there is a pop song with a rap feature, to me, that's still a pop song. So Havana, Camila Cabello, that isn't a rap song, even though Young Thug is on it. So songs like that will not be on this tier list as well. I'm sure you are on board with these stipulations. I did just want to explain, just in case anybody in the comments was saying, where's this song? Because this song is super high up. Because there's a lot of XXXTentacion on this whole tier list. But again, he has a few songs. To me, they're not rap. He kind of genre blended with songs as well, so not all of his stuff is rap, obviously, so it's not going to be on the tier list. So that is what I just wanted to clear before we get into the list. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy this video, and if you do, support me, or consider supporting me by at least subscribing, at least liking the video, at least sharing it around, and then maybe if you're super generous and you've been a fan of me for some time, you might even want to support me over on Patreon, support me over on the membership page on YouTube as well, and keep this channel going. That would be wonderful. But without further ado, let's get on with it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Make your own tier list as well. Let's go. This tier list is in alphabetical order, so we are going to be starting with All Girls Are the Same by Juice WRLD. And yeah, I mean, Juice WRLD, you know, had his massive moment, massive influence on the emo rap genre. For me personally, does that necessarily make me a fan or think all of his stuff is particularly great? No, actually, I don't. I really don't. I think some of his stuff actually bordered on being kind of bad, actually, kind of bad. Some of his stuff I do really like, but for me personally, I think All Girls Are the Same is going to be one of the bad ones for this tier list, honestly. I think it's going to be one of the bad ones for the tier list. I think the kind of twinkly melody gets kind of boring pretty quickly, honestly. For this to be so streamed, it surprises me because it doesn't feel like it has enough of a hook to lure you in. But yeah, Juice WRLD was kind of an anomaly in music where he just managed to break those huge numbers and bring in those huge streams. But yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see it, man. I find this song to be really lethargic. Doesn't really do anything for me. I feel like it's just recorded in a weird way. Like the mixing on his voice and the vocals is so like warbly and echoey that it just, I think is intentional, but it ends up sounding really bad and really dated. The lyrics, I think, are pretty awful too, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm keeping this one in F. This is probably going to be one of the very few F songs on this tier list, I will say that. Because I don't think there's too many bad songs here, but this one for me, I think is bad. I never liked it at the dawn of its, you know, inception either. Like, I was still kind of skeptical of Juice, even when he was at the kind of peak of his powers. Obviously, a huge shame to lose him so young, of course, that goes without saying. But I think the music leaves a lot to be desired. Like, I think there were some really weak points when it came to what he was doing, to be honest with you. All Stars, we got All Stars, which is having a bit of a resurgence since the Super Bowl as well. It is always kind of funny that, like, you know, when you think about it, Kendrick is so unique of a rapper and has so many incredibly conceptual albums and so many forward-thinking songs that have incredible lyrics and are, you know, musically sound amazing as well. And yet, you know, something like All the Stars is one of his biggest songs, and even post the Super Bowl, like, it had such a resurgence, and you'd think, like, God, all of the songs in his discography, and you're going with this one. Like, SZA sounds amazing, obviously. She sounds fantastic, don't get me wrong. I think Kendrick again on the verses is good, but yeah, I just think it's a solid song. Like, it's a C. It's a solid, decent song. C and above for me is kind of like, you know, where I like it. So I do like the song. I think C is kind of like the borderline sort of decent, and everything above that becomes like, you know, very good songs I'd go back to on a regular basis. I just don't find myself ever playing All the Stars. I don't dislike it. I think it's still good, but yeah, there's nothing special here keeping me invested in it. We got Butterfly Effect from Travis Scott. Yeah, Butterfly Effect is an interesting one. Like, when you look at Travis Scott's discography, and kind of similar to Kendrick in this sense that, like, he has so many unique, forward-thinking ideas, incredible songs that, you know, genre blend and do some really cool things and stick with me in my mind, and I go back to so regularly. And like, Butterfly Effect just is not one of those songs. Like, they are kind of similar in the sense that they're two songs by artists who just have such incredibly vast discographies with some really unique sounds, and then some of their biggest songs are just like really ordinary. It makes sense. It does when you think about it. Of course, the one that's going to appeal to the most people naturally is going to be one of the biggest ones. So I get it. Butterfly Effect is a vibe. It's more chilled out. But yeah, it's just decent. Like, it's just decent. Butterfly Effect doesn't wow me or blow me away like some of Travis's other songs, honestly. So yeah, Can't Hold Us by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. I've got to be honest, man. You're going to probably hate me for this opinion, but I still think this song, comparatively to what we heard from Macklemore for most of his career, and even from The Heist itself, like, Can't Hold Us is pretty fun, honestly. Like, it's pretty good. Like, I'm not going to go as far to say it's like one of the best songs on this tier list. It's obviously not. Obviously it's not. But I enjoy the hell out of Can't Hold Us. Like, I enjoy the hell out of it, man. I think it's a lot of fun. I think the na 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 na, the chorus is fantastic as well to be. Like, it's just so fun. I think the only thing holding it back is, like, Macklemore. Admittedly, we all agree this isn't that great of a rapper, so the verses themselves are just kind of fine. Like, if the verses were better, this could be a lot higher. But I'm gonna go B. It's the best song so far from his tier list, man. It's gonna go in B. And yeah, I'm sticking by it. Yeah, we're kind of going with another stinker here with Congratulations. I think what my problem with rapping Post Malone is that he has this really gravelly tone, and he doesn't have anything interesting to rap about, and it just kind of like makes the songs have this like ugliness to them. And this whole album to me had this like horrible that really grates on my ears, and I just can't cope with it. I think Post Malone becoming as successful as he is, when he's essentially a culture vulture, let's be honest. Like, this guy's a clear-cut culture vulture. He's done the pivot now to country, which we always see happen from these guys. Like, he was just using rap as a tool to get him to where he wanted to be, and he wasn't even ever that good at it. Like, even looking back, like, from Beer Bongs and Bentleys, you know, the best songs on those albums to me are the ones where he's kind of just embracing the more pop side of it, like, better now. Like, he isn't really rapping on that song, which again isn't why, like I said at the start, there's a few songs here that won't be on this tier list. I didn't include that because that song always felt like a pop song to me. Sunflower as well. You know, again, another good song by Post Malone where he's not trying to be something he's not. And I just find this song really ugly. It's got this horrible ugh to it. I think the Quavo verse is pretty crap too. I just can't get with it, man. I just can't get with rapping Post Malone. Can't do it. And you shouldn't get with it either too. Let's be honest, man. Has this aged well at all? Nah. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh by putting in an F. Like, I'm not saying you have to hate it, but I can't imagine how you think this is good. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, Drip Too Hard by Lil Baby and Gunna. Again, just kind of throwing this straight in D and not really saying much else beyond that. Again, like, trap is so fun and exciting and can be mesmerizing and so addictive, and like nothing either Lil Baby or Gunna does fits into any of that. Like, I can't believe this is like one of the biggest moments in trap music of the past 10 years when you look at so many great albums in the underground and so many great artists doing it, you know? Like, what are we doing? How is this getting to the top? Like, the verses aren't anything. There's barely even a hook. The beat is probably the best thing about the track, but again, it sounds kind of like any other beat. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Lil Baby can go straight in the bin as far as I'm concerned. They are not interesting in the slightest. Yeah, there's a few X songs on here that I'm kind of just going to throw in D. I just think the edginess to this track is a little lame. Like, some of the lyrics, he's too on the nose. Like, there could have been some really great tracks on this album if he was really good at conveying the sort of mental health and the kind of horrible demons that come along with that. Because obviously we know as X as a person, I don't really want to have to talk about, really, because some of the things he did was horrendous. But like, just I'm talking about the music for what it is. Like, if you were to talk about these topics and you're actually a good writer, which X wasn't really, like, these songs could be great, but they're just not. Like, they're just not. It sounds like, you know, a lame sort of person that thinks he's deeper than he actually is writing tracks. That kind of sums up X perfectly well. That being said, though, I'm not going to say all of the songs by him are bad or mediocre, because like D isn't necessarily bad for me. It's just kind of mediocre. Because I think Fuck Love is good. I think the Trippie Redd contribution on that track too sounds great. Yeah, I think that's kind of the peak of what SoundCloud rap could be, really. Not a song that I'm going to go as far to say is A or S, but I think is really good. And yeah, probably the highlight from the album to me, if I'm picking one track. Yeah, okay, Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. I feel like it's super iconic. You know, it's a song that we all are familiar with, and we're all very much like it's kind of like the entry point to rap, really. You know, when you think about it, the mainstream hip hop world, this is kind of like the entry point. Like, there were obviously big hip hop songs before it. There were obviously mainstream rappers at the time that Coolio was doing it, of course, but yeah, this feels like the kind of like the grandfather of it all, because I don't think hip hop was ever this big until the song came out. And yeah, it's good. I just kind of feel like, I don't know what it is. I think it's a good song, but I just never find myself really wanting to return to it. I think it's a good song, but yeah, I don't know what it is. It's one of those like classic rap songs that everybody knows and everybody loves, but I just don't really have an urge to play it on a regular basis. I don't know what it is. Okay, God's Plan Drake. Yeah, I mean, you know, God's Plan Drake is an iconic moment in 2010s hip hop, 100%. It's got a great video as well, to be fair. Like, that's a great music video. You can't take that away from it. And yeah, there's something about that it feels like pivotal to 2010s. But yeah, I mean, again, like, it feels just all right. Like, it feels fine. It doesn't feel like it lives up to its reputation to me. Like, I don't listen to those verses and I don't really hear anything that blows me away. I don't really hear anything that stands out to me massively. I just think it's decent. It's probably the top of the C's for now, but I don't know. Some corny lines in there like you always get with Drake. It's just decent. Godzilla. Yeah, I've spoken about this song before. I'm just going to throw it in D. Yeah. I can't with that speedy rapping, man, that like has no real substance to it and is just praised because people think the faster you rap, the better at rapping you are, which isn't true. Like, I don't know how that's an attitude people have, but you know, Eminem kind of gets away with everything, really. You know, he had a #1 hit last year with Houdini. Like, that's kind of the bar people have for Eminem. The bar for other rappers just so happened to be way up there. But of course, the white rapper has the bar down here, and people just gas it up like crazy. Like, it is a bit ridiculous, and it's very see-through. Like, this is not good rapping in the slightest. There are no good bars on this track. It sounds super corny. The beat is awful. The way he's flowing as well, it just sounds embarrassing. Like, this is really not good. I could honestly throw it in F. If it weren't for that Juice WRLD hook, which I think is pretty okay, I could easily throw it in F if it weren't for that. Like, yeah, just ridiculous, man. Okay, a couple of Travis songs. We're getting into the top tier stuff now, man, for me. I think Goosebumps is fantastic. I really do. I think it's got a really cool menace to it. Where I was talking about Travis Scott before with like the vibe and the kind of laid back chillness, which you get on Highest in the Room too, which I may as well throw into the C tier and talk about them both at the same time. Goosebumps offers something more like just mesmerizing and brings in a quality that just sucks you in, and it's got this psychedelic twist to it, and it sounds like nothing else. Whereas like something like Highest in the Room is nice, it's a nice melody, but it's kind of more chill, it's kind of more laid back. It kind of doesn't really strike you in the way that something like Goosebumps does. Goosebumps to me is just amazing. I love it. I think it's super rich in how it sounds. That beat is great. The chorus is friggin' brilliant. It's got this epic quality to it that makes you feel like there's being a world built within the song. Like, there's world building going on, even if there isn't really world building going on, but it feels like you're entering something and there's more than just a simple straight to the point story. It feels like you're following something, and then you get that Kendrick verse, which is completely out of nowhere too. It feels like it's just bigger than just a simple, straightforward, vibey track, and I love it. I think it's brilliant. And speaking of Kendrick, we got Humble, which is, as of right now, his biggest song. Like, I think Not Like Us will overtake it, and when in a year's time, if I were to do this tier list again, we'd probably see Not Like Us in this top 40, if we're being honest. The way that song is accelerating in streams is insane. And of course, we will hit a point where that song surpasses Humble. I would very much easily take a bet on that. But we just can't include it yet because it's not yet there yet. But Humble, as of right now, is Kendrick's biggest song. And I mean, it's good. It's good. I think the beat kind of wore off on me, because when you hear that beat so much, and this song was kind of everywhere, like I felt like I was followed by this song for some time, it just started to get a little tedious. But I think that chorus is super fun. I think the lyrics of the song, for such a mainstream song, I mean, again, like I was saying before about, you know, Kendrick is such an incredible rapper that maybe some of his biggest songs or mainstream songs don't highlight that brilliance very often. But, you know, the verses on Humble are pretty damn good, and they're pretty, you know, heavy going. There's some interesting lyrical ideas going on this track, comparatively to maybe some of these others, because I think that becomes a sacrifice for rap in the mainstream. You know, I think if you want to be the most lyrical rapper or the most unique rapper with the most intricate rhyme schemes, you're gonna struggle to get to the top. And I think Kendrick's probably one of the closest we've ever seen who kept that in his music while also being able to have such a mainstream success with it. And Humble kind of has some good qualities in there, but I still think overall I think it's solid. You know, I think like I say, the hook's fun, some super funny quotables across the track too, which I enjoy. Yeah, I think it's good. I may be being a bit harsh here. Maybe it could be in the B tier, honestly. I think maybe I'll put it in the B. I think I'll put it in the B. I think if I were to, you know, look at the C's, I think I'd be more... Yeah, I think I'd more likely want to hear Humble than I would those C's. So, I'll bump it to B. But, again, still doesn't really feel like an excellent all-time from Kendrick. I Like It by Cardi B. I used to really fuck with this song. I did. I used to play it quite a bit, but it just grew off me massively. I think that sample is a bit on the nose. She doesn't really do enough with it, and the original song is just amazing to me. That it's very hard to kind of utilize a sample in that kind of way and not, you know, kind of tarnish a little bit that original song. And I think the song almost borders on doing that. And yeah, I mean, the Bad Bunny J Balvin versus just going way too long. Like, they're going way too long. I just feel like by that point in the song, I'm just ready to turn it off because I'm just more bothered about the hook. But then I listen to the hook and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I could just listen to the original song. So then ultimately I'm like, actually, I don't even want to listen to this song. So it's not really that great, honestly. 50 Cent making his way onto this tier list. By the way, any song that's pre-2010 being on here is a remarkable achievement. Like Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise, you know, a 90s rap song being in the top 40 most streamed ever is insane. We do need to acknowledge that. And some of these Eminem songs as well are pretty old that we're going to get to. And again, you know, In Da Club, 2003, I think it is. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that's right. You know, being in the top 40 amongst all of these newer songs before streaming was even a thing, and they've managed to stand the test of time. Amazing achievement. You can't deny it. And yeah, I mean, In Da Club is pretty good. I mean, I think it's fun. I don't like using the word overrated, but I think for the context of 50 Cent, I'm going to use it and be going against my original morals here because I don't like that word. But 50 Cent as a rapper isn't that great. I think if you actually listen to his albums, which most people seem to not have, because the way they talk about him is if he's one of the best to ever do it. Like, you cannot tell me you've heard that friggin' Animal, like, Lion album. I forgot what it's called. It's a terrible album. Like, that guy cannot be in those conversations when he makes something that bad. And even this, it's fine. Like, it's fine. It's a fun little party song, but those verses don't really offer anything that great. I kind of want to get to the chorus, if I'm being honest, because I don't think his verses really offer me enough, and they don't keep me entertained enough to really want to sit through them. I'm just kind of ready for the chorus because it's fun. So yeah, I've said this before, I think, about this song. Like, it's decent, but 50 Cent, I don't think is anywhere near as good as he's made out to be. Industry Baby by Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow. I mean, that anthemic horn sample that kind of carries a song and makes it super euphoric and like celebratory and feels like it's just tailor-made, ready for a stadium banger at a sports game or something. Like, that kind of hits. You kind of, I see a lot of people hating on this song, but that, you got to admit, that hits. That beat is great. I think Kanye, I think, is involved in that production. And of course, we know that Kanye at the moment as a rapper is fallen way by the wayside. But as a producer, he's always been pretty damn good. So yeah, you can't really knock it. I think the Jack Harlow verse, I mean, it's probably the best thing Jack Harlow's ever done, really. That's not saying a lot, because Jack Harlow isn't that great of a rapper, but he has a lot of charisma on this track. I mean, again, like, similar to Can't Hold Us, some people might scoff at seeing it so high, but I think it's just kind of got the same energy as Can't Hold Us, and it's just kind of fun for what it is. If you don't take it too seriously, I think it's good. All right, well, we're going straight to S here, you know, man. Like, I'm not even the biggest Eminem fan, and I think his newest stuff since like 2010 has been absolute dog shit. And I have said that on this channel many times before, and I'm not afraid to say it. He has not been good since like 2010. I will hold that and die on the hill with that opinion. But you can't take away Lose Yourself, man. You cannot take that away from him. That song is an all-timer. It's incredible. The verses are brilliant. It's got such a great sort of like bigging yourself up and taking those doubts away, and like also doubting yourself, but also kind of like trying to bring yourself back. It's kind of like it's got a great comeback energy. It's an amazing track that has a great aura to it, and I don't want to use aura in that kind of way, but it just has that aura to it that makes you feel so special when you hear it. He kind of makes you feel like you're on top of the world, and it's an amazing feeling when you hear this song, and it sounds brilliant. The chorus is fantastic. So many quotables as well. Like Eminem on his day, he's untouchable, really. I just think it's a shame that, again, for at least 15 years now, we have not seen anything like this. You'll have people that defend his 2010s and 2020s output. Sure, they will. But I don't even think those people would ever be able to admit that even throughout this past 15 years, like, he's not had one song that touched this. I think even the most hardcore Eminem defenders could admit that. Like, where? Show me it. Where? Because Love the Way You Lie, ain't it? That ain't one of them. I'm putting that in D2. And I'm at least putting it above Godzilla because it doesn't annoy me as much as Godzilla. But I just find this song really boring. I don't think the production sounds that great either. I think it sounds a bit shoddy. I think it's trying to be anthemic. I think it's trying to be, you know, this huge moment, and it's trying to be like epic, but it doesn't really reach it for me. I've never really liked the Rihanna chorus that much either. And in fact, on the occasion that Rihanna and Eminem have come together, I've never really liked it. I didn't like the Monster either. So I just don't think those two voices mesh at all. Yeah, just think anything post 2010 from Eminem is kind of loses me, to be honest with you, and this is a great example of that. Okay, I did speak pretty badly of Juice WRLD at the start of this video, but I will say, Lucid Dreams, I mean, there is something so alluring and addictive about this track that I've always found to be pretty impressive. I think when it first came out, I appreciated the melodies, but over time now, I just think those melodies are really, really fantastic, and they're really intricate, and I think what he's doing with, you know, the verses and the pre-chorus, it all sounds so good. It sticks in your head like crazy. And yeah, I think it's pretty damn great. I think it's definitely worthy of being put in the A tier, to be honest with you. I think some of those lyrics sound very immature, and some of the things he's saying isn't great, but I think he's selling it, and I think it's a great sort of like in the moment heartbreak. Like, you're young and you've just had the most horrible, like, breakup you can imagine, and it might not even be the worst breakup of your life. You may end up having worse ones later on in life, but because you're young and you haven't had that experience, you just think everything's awful, and you probably would be feeling these emotions in that moment, and I think the song captures that really well. So yeah, I think it's pretty damn great. Even like with the sample which pulls from the Sting song, I think it is, that doesn't really do anything with the sample, still works really well. Yeah, okay, Mask Off, another banger, another one of those kind of stadium anthems that you would imagine would get so many plays in that kind of setting, which is why it's streamed so high, and, you know, probably something you'd play in the gym. I could feel a lot of these songs probably land in that kind of category too. And I'm a big Future fan, and I'm a big Future self-titled fan. I've always said that that was my favourite Future album. But yeah, I mean, Mask Off to me is pretty much as good as it's made out to be. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I think it's just not really, like, if you were to rank Future's best songs, would it be in his top 10? Would it be in his top 20? Maybe not, honestly. But it still is that good that it lands being higher on most of these tracks on this tier list. And yeah, it's just got so many great songs that I would probably prefer to see others here, but I can't really hold it against Mask Off. We may end up seeing Like That there one day, again, like with time. Those types of songs that are still quite new may end up being here. But yeah, I think Mask Off is fantastic. Okay, Mockingbird, another Eminem track. Eminem basically occupies so much of this tier list. He's basically one of the most streamed rappers ever, in case you hadn't noticed. And I'm kind of getting bored of talking about him now, to be honest with you. But yeah, Mockingbird, I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate the idea and the lyrics. But that kind of nursery rhyme chorus, I think, sounds so cheesy and cheap. Like, I think you can convey what you're trying to say with a much better chorus than this. So for me, again, I will stand by what I'm saying with Eminem here, that he is very hit and miss, and he does have songs that are brilliant, but he has songs like this for me that I just can't really stomach. It leaves a weird ugh in my belly, you know, it leaves a weird ugh in my belly, because I just find it too saccharine, too sweet, and too ugh to really get into. I want to like the song more, but I just can't. Alright, Money Trees, I mean, I'm putting this straight in S, man. Money Trees by Kendrick is just an all-timer, easily. It's so great to see that the general public has taken to this song, because, you know, it's not even like a single. It never really had like a video. It never even charted on Billboard, like when it first came out, and yet it's in the top 40 of all time. And it is just as good as it deserves to be here. It's fantastic. The verses are great. J-Rock sounds amazing. The lyrics, again, are really cool. It's got a cool idea behind the track. The beat is amazing with the beach house reversed sample. It's ridiculous. But yeah, what a song. What a song. Easy S, not even a debate. Yeah, I mean, I should have probably just mentioned this when I initially talked about X, but I'm not really that bothered about Moonlight either. It's fine. I just, yeah, not really fussed. I think skip to No Role Models though, because this is an interesting track which I feel like I'm in an absolute minority with, where people talk about this song as being like so fun and so life filling. I don't even friggin' know. Like, I feel like people talk about this song as if like it's some great anthem that's super whoa, and I just find it to be really corny. Like, I know that word gets said a lot about J. Cole, but goddamn, it applies massively here. I just think that beat deserved better rapping. And I know you could say, well, what do you know? This guy has made a massive hit out of it, but I don't know. I just can't really get with it, man. I think it's definitely the top of the D's though. Maybe on a day where I'm drunk and I'm not really thinking too much, I'd maybe get with it. But on just playing this on any other day, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. Ransom though, Lil Tecca. I mean, this song's hilarious because he basically says in like that video he did for Genius where he's talking about the lyrics, and he's just basically like, I just made all this up. I do not do any of these things. I don't even know what some of these words mean. I was just kind of just saying whatever to see what worked. And it kind of is really fun, honestly. Yeah, just going to leave it at B and not say anything else, because I think people will be sad to see it higher than some of these other tracks. But I like Ransom. I think it's fun. And Lil Tecca, very much the one-hit wonder now, because he's put out other albums and they've just not been great at all. But I think Ransom's fun. Real Slim Shady, again, we're going back to some older classic Eminem now. And yeah, I mean, kind of proving my point here with where I was saying like he can be all over the place with the quality of his music, because again, I think this is a really good song. I think it's maybe not one that I find to be a track that I'd go back to regularly, just because I don't think that chorus is the best, but I don't dislike it. Like, I think the verses really shine on this track, and there's some really funny, silly, you know, classic Eminem lyrics where he's just kind of saying goofy stuff. But it's not like modern Eminem stuff where the punchlines are terrible and you just don't want to hear it. Like, this was like when he was doing it really well, and the punchlines were funny and they were silly and they had a charm to them. Because, yeah, Eminem used to be able to do that really well. So yeah, I'll put this in B. I think it's a really good track. Ric Flair Drip. Just really surprised to see this be like one of the few sort of like Migos representations, and it's not even all of the Migos, you know, it's just Offset. But when you look back, it felt like the Migos were like the dominant force of the 2010s, and it is kind of crazy to see that only really, you know, a few of their tracks seem to capture that and kind of like have been streamed much at all. Like there aren't that many highly streamed Migos songs. I do think once you got to Culture 3, or even Culture 2 actually, Culture 2 was the nail in the coffin. I think that was when people got bored of them, and that was really when it kind of nosedived and their popularity just sank a bit. Because yeah, you would think that there would be more in the top 40. But yeah, times change, man, times change. And Ric Flair Drip's fun. I think it's a good track. Yeah, I'll put it there. I think it's a fun little track. It's not really one that I find myself going back to too much, but when I do hear it, I enjoy it. Okay, Rockstar. So I did say before about there being a bit of a problem with rapping Post Malone. So I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here, because I do think this is definitely one of the best examples of rapping Post Malone we have, really. I think this was really the peak of it. It's got this kind of cool, like, moody atmosphere to it. It sounds really dark. It sounds really mysterious. The 21 feature, I think, is cool as well. Yeah, everything about it just kind of reeks of this weird, oozy atmosphere that I think actually worked in Post Malone's favour. So, yeah, I'm gone against a little bit what I said before, but, you know, there are always exceptions to the rule. DaBaby, Rockstar, even when this song was popping off, I was a bit like, is this really that good? Like, I never really understood why it was so big. And then, of course, DaBaby fell off a cliff, and people then realised that actually DaBaby is kind of like really boring and stale and repeats the same flows over and over again and doesn't really have any uniqueness to his sound or anything. And I was like, okay, well, finally you've all caught up with what I was saying. Because, yeah, Rockstar, I'm going to again put in D. There's a lot of Ds here. It's at least better than some of these. I think the melody is at least okay, but I don't really ever understand why we pinned DaBaby as being this huge rapper. And I think at least we look back now and think a bit like, okay, yeah, that's a bit embarrassing that we did that. All right, Sad by XXXTentacion. So I think melodically there are some nice, pleasing moments on this track. I think it sounds okay. But lyrically, I think it's just morally irredeemable. I think it's morally reprehensible, the things he's saying on this track. I think the threatening to, you know, I don't want to say the words on this channel, but you can probably put two and two together if you've heard the song. But threatening to do that to yourself if somebody breaks up with you is like why would you say that? Why would you turn that into a song? Why would it be so popular? I just find it insane. And yeah, really has horrible implications, and the mindset of that is incredibly harming. So yeah, I can't really put it any higher than F. I think I've done a tier list before where I think I put it in D, but I'm happy to be a hater for this one and keep it in F. I think, yes, it's just really not okay. No, I'm not going to name names, but one of the reasons why I did this tier list in the first place was because I saw other people's videos of doing this topic, and like every time an X song came on, it was just like, yeah, this was good, this was good, this was good. It's like there was no nuance or actual criticism of the way he writes, and some of his writing, particularly on songs like this, was truly shocking. So that was kind of why I even did this video in the first place, which is probably insane to think. But yeah, I had to make this video because I was like, I have to correct this, because we need somebody out there to actually talk about this. Because like, why is this song considered good? I don't know. Okay, See You Again, Tyler Creator. I mean, Tyler is my guy. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've done plenty of videos on Tyler. I've had him high on year-end lists now. Yeah, I love him. I think he's brilliant. I think he's one of the most unique talents we have in music. The fact that he produces all of his music and also writes really well too, and has a knack for a melody. He has a knack for hooks. He has a knack for great beats. Like, he just kind of is a jack of all trades and can do it all, and continues time and time again with each album, and shows us that he has so much to his game. He can write deep songs. He can also write songs about less deep topics that aren't particularly that, you know, like deep or whatever, but they can still be fun. He knows how to be silly. Yeah, he knows how to do it all, really. And See You Again, I think, is S. I mean, some of the lyrics are a little cheesy and saccharine. But I think it's made up for just for the scope of the song, just for the vision, and just for how like many layers it has. Like that chorus transition into the verse just is crazy. Like it doesn't sound anything like it, but yeah, it just takes you on a journey, and it's so cool to see that this is now the superior See You Again, because this is in the top 100 of all time now, when, you know, See You Again by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth was up there for a long time too, but this has ended up overtaking that. So it's kind of cool to see that Tyler does have some longevity to it, because this song, even years after it's come out, is like getting incredible amounts of streams per day, and so many people love it. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy to see that for this song. And yeah, we may as well go on to the next See You Again, because I've just kind of mentioned it there, and it's cute enough. You know, it's cute enough. It's got a nice sentimentality to it. The chorus with Charlie Puth's voice has a lot of emotion to it as well. Like, sure, it was a nice moment that was captured, and people, I think, appreciate that about it. But, you know, Wiz Khalifa's verses are just fine. Like, one of those songs, again, for me, where, like, I feel like people probably just waiting for the chorus to come. But it's fine enough. I mean, this is the most praise you'll probably ever see me give Charlie Puth, I'll say that. A Sicko Mode, Travis Scott, another Travis Scott song. Again, he has a huge monopoly on the top 40 because of how popular he is and how many songs that he has are super accessible. We'll probably see Fiend in here one day, if we're being honest, man. Fiend is a huge song. And yeah, Sicko Mode kind of really was the trailblazer that started it all for him, really. That was the big moment. That was the mainstream huge success that we saw him get early on, even though Rodeo is fantastic and still his best album, by the way. But yet, he didn't get that same success with that album for some reason. But this was the one that really kicked it off for him. And yeah, I mean, goddamn, the transitions still to this day sound excellent to me. I still am pretty blown away that this song is so popular while also being so daring and adventurous. And I think it just does sound that great. I think I'm going to put it in S. I think it's fantastic. It's one of his best songs still to me, even after his most newest album. I think it is just that brilliant. I think it is. Sway Lee sounds great. Drake sounds great. Just an absolute event of a song that it is amazing. It was as big as it was, really. Still Dre, Dr. Dre and Snoop coming together. Just kind of classic West Coast rap vibes here. That piano lead is great. It's not my favorite from this album. I would have preferred some of the other tracks to be as high as this, or maybe even just any other Dr. Dre track, actually. But even still, saying that, it's still one of the best songs here. It's still going to go in B. Some lyrics that I don't think are that great, because Dr. Dre just wasn't really that great of a rapper, which I don't think is controversial to say. I think his bars weren't that great. I think Snoop adds a lot of character to this track. I think he did rely a lot on Snoop to kind of bring in a bit more of that character to his songs, because his bars were just kind of generic, honestly, but it still is a really good track. It's just like what carries a song is the melodies and the production, and it's not necessarily Dr. Dre himself. I think it could be higher up if he was just better at rapping, to be honest. The songs I was referencing as well that I would have higher up would be The Next Episode or Nothing But a G Thing. I think those would probably be A or S, but still Dre is great. The Box, Roddy Ricch, I've talked about this song a lot on this channel as well, and I've always kind of explained that I think I like elements of this song. I like some of the melodies, some of the vocal melodies. I think it's catchy, but it really irks me and annoys me with the whole like repeats in the beat for ages. And I know that was like the iconic thing that got everybody lured in, but hearing that song so many times now, that just grates on me way too much. I feel like maybe the novelty of it initially would have been amazing to hear, but that really wore off for me quickly. So yeah, that does drag it down for me, I'm afraid. And where the hell is Roddy Ricch now? He just hasn't maintained the success of this anywhere near close to it. It's crazy, really. Till I Collapse. I appreciate some of like the sort of like, again, epic elements to the song, but it doesn't like really get me going unless I guess I'm in that zone. If I'm in that zone, it might kind of get me egged up and egged on and like, oh. But otherwise, I find the beat a little bit too heavy-handed. It's sort of like too ham-fisted, and it kind of sounds a bit over the top, to be honest with you. But Without Me, we're gonna go. Oh, should I go S for that one? Yeah, I'm gonna go S. I'm gonna go S for Without Me. I think it's one of Eminem's most quotable, fun, and again, daring songs. Some of the things he was saying at the time were not things that people wanted to hear, and people were very unhappy with how unapologetic he was. But yeah, I mean, it's funny, man. It's funny. And Houdini highlights how good this song is, because that song tried doing this again, and it's just like way worse and has so many terrible bars and has a way worse chorus. But this chorus sticks and has aged incredibly well. So yeah, kind of glad that he made Houdini, really, because it just showed us that what Eminem could be when he's at his best. Wow by Post Malone. I think that chorus is really not wow at all. And yeah, I'm happy to put it in the D and not really say much more than that. Again, I feel like Post Malone is not deserving of this many songs. Like, there's like, what, 4 or 5 here from him in the top 40. I think maybe with time he'll fall a little bit out and other things will replace it, but being there at the moment is kind of just ridiculous to me. I'm going to finish off the last song of the tier list, the 40th song. Here is EXO Tour Life, which is one of the highest stream songs here. I think it's in the top 3 and is in the top 25 all-time, all genres, which is pretty incredible for a song that sounds like this, really. When you think about it, like, there isn't really a lane or an audience for this type of music, really. But this song just seemed to become so much bigger than you could really ever imagine. And I've got to say, guys, I still love this song. I think this song captures one of the strangest and most bizarre atmospheres I have ever really heard in a hip-hop song. All, you know, regardless of popularity, this song really mesmerizes me, and I cannot for the life of me explain what it is. But yeah, it truly is just that special. I think it is amazing. Some of the lyrics aren't particularly that great, but Uzi, you know, you're not really going to Uzi for the writing, and he's not a great writer anyway. But yeah, something really special about that track, man. I can't quite explain it. But yeah, that's the tier list. That's the tier list. That is it from me. This is my top 40 ranked. Let me know what you think. Somewhat loosely ordered within the tiers. I mean, they're pretty much in about the order I would go with. But yeah, that's it from me. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think I've got some of these wrong? Do you think some of these should be higher? Do you think some of them should be lower? Let me know. You guys are always vicious in the comments when it comes to my tier list. So I'm very excited to see what you guys say about this one. Share yours, create your own, click the link in the description, put it on Twitter, share it around, Blue Sky, Instagram, wherever you are. You can follow me on those as well and show me what yours looks like. Do have a good day. Check out my Patreon, check out my membership page. You can support me over on there if you like what I do. At least subscribe to the content as well to see more videos like this. Like the video. Take care and goodbye.